What is poppin', guys? You got your coach of the Chimp Chargers here for our GBA finals team analysis. Going to be taking on George, also known as SceptileMC, coach of the San Francisco Arcaniners, last season's champion, and we have both managed to win our conferences, I believe is what it's called. So now we're going to be taking on each other for the finals of the finals, the match to take it all, to win the cup. So hopefully we can do that. He has a team of Mew, Garchomp, Togekiss, Raikou, Registeel, Suicune, Serperior, Mienshao, Entei, Drapion, and a Mismagius. So the list should appear to your right momentarily. Taking a look at his team, he has a lot of really good all around just solid Pokemon. Like he's got Mew, he's got Garchomp, Togekiss, like all these Pokemon here that he has is just solid overall. They're just really nice, like really cool Pokemon. He's got the 3 legendary dogs. Those of course are gonna be a problem or a little bit of a threat. Registeel can be annoying, can be pretty fat. Togekiss is probably gonna flinch me down. And Mew is unpredictable. He could bring a whole plethora of sets. Garchomp's gonna be threatening to my team, like a Swords Dance 3 attack set. So like it's hard to predict what he's gonna bring, especially since a lot of his Pokemon do well versus mine. Like for instance, right? If I don't bring Rain, Entei does a good amount of work versus my team. If I do bring Rain, I mean he's got Pokemon like Suicune, like Serperior, things like that. And I feel like Garchomp overall is a big threat because SD 3 attacks, like I have to bring some sort of Scarfmons or something like with like a Yashi Berry. It's gonna be hard to check with like a faster Virizion set with HP Ice and stuff. Mew, I mean, you could run like a Stall Breaker set with like Will-O-Wisp could be annoying, which is one of the things I was fearing while building this team. So he has a lot of options for sure, but I'm thinking that with a team of 6, if we put together like the best possible combination of 6 Pokemon, we'll definitely come through. And I'm hoping that we can, of course, win this. But anyways, I decided that, you know, based on his team, I felt like he could bring a lot of different options. So I figured that I'd try to build to the best of my ability with knowing that he might just possibly bring a lot of different things. Like I know for a fact he probably might not bring Mismagius because of the fact that I have Alolan Muck. That Alolan Muck completely just shuts it down. So I know for a fact he probably won't bring that. I don't think he'll bring Serperior either because Muck kind of shuts that down as well. But maybe he'll bring it alongside like Garchomp or something that can like take on Muck pretty easily. I know for a fact 100% he's gonna bring Suicune. This is my prediction, by the way. So I'm expecting him fully to bring Suicune, as well as Mew and Garchomp. I think those 3 Pokemon are bound to come, as well as I think Togekiss is going to come as well because of the fact that it can check a lot of my Pokemon and it can flinch things down. Like a Nasty Plot set could be annoying on Togekiss, so I can fully maybe expect that to come. fully maybe expect that to come. But Registeel maybe because I think it's his only, well, Registeel and Togekiss, they help him out a lot versus stuff like Dragonite, my Dragonite, so I could expect him to bring that. I figured that I'd start off my team here with a Landorus Therian because of the fact that rocks are going to be nice versus him, even though he has potential Defog Mew, and his hazard control mons are Defog Mew and Defog Togekiss, but Stealth Rocks pressure his team. Like his Togekiss takes 25%, Mew will take just regular rocks damage, but he gets chipped down, which could be really useful. He has a lot of rock weak Pokemon like Entei, yeah, that's it. Entei and Togekiss, but like everything else gets chipped pretty well. And with like the power, like with the amount of power and stuff that I have on my team, it's just gonna be super useful. I'm running a Swords Dance set with it alongside it with the Stealth Rocks because I figured that would do well to punch holes through his team. It can Swords Dance up and do a lot of damage to something like Togekiss, which could try to switch it on an Earthquake potentially. We have like Stone Edge for that, which can knock it out at +2. And yeah, I mean, we can SD up. We're faster than like Suicune, for instance, like max speed Suicune. If he's offensive, then Earthquake will just destroy it, but should do a good chunk to a lot of his team. And Yachi Berry is there in case of potential HP Ice from like Raikou or something, if we want to check that. Or like Ice Beam from something else. So I think Stealth Rock Swords Dance is just a really nice offensive approach to not only getting up rocks, but like intimidating his team, just being able to put in a lot of damage with Swords Dance. So that's the first Pokemon I got here. Now the next Pokemon I got, of course, is going to be Tech Support. Tech Support Virizion is going to be putting a lot of work. So I'm bringing a new set that I have not brought yet. It is Choice Banded Virizion. And I figure that's going to be pretty cool because of the fact that Bandit puts in a lot of work. It is able to hit Pokemon really hard, like the Serperior, the Raikou, the Entei with like close combat and stuff. Leaf Blade can hit stuff like Mew. Close combat hits Garchomp. It hits Suicune really well with the Choice Band, and I figured that a Banded Virizion could be fun because it just puts in so much work versus his team. As long as we get the right predictions, which shouldn't be too difficult, as long as we can I guess sort of decide what move to go for, which I mean, I don't think it's gonna be too difficult. If he brings like Mew, Garchomp, Togekiss and stuff, or Registeel, close combat's gonna be pretty fun. He'll have to sort of predict around it, and I feel like Choice Banded Virizion plus Stealth Rocks can definitely put in a lot of work for our team, versus his team. Next Pokemon we got here is gonna be the Magnezone. Now I'm deciding to bring Magnezone here because the Magnificent Magnezone, because it actually puts in a good amount of work versus Raikou, Suicune, even Togekiss as well. With the Assault Vest, we're able to live a +2 Nasty Plot Aura Sphere, so that's cool. If he decides to bring an offensive set, then we can check that pretty well. If he decides to bring a more defensive set with like Air Slash and whatnot, Assault Vest is able to sponge hits really well. We have HP Ground on this thing because we want to be able to check Raikou if he's like Calm Mind or something. Because we are Assault Vest Analytic, like there's no reason for us to try to trap anything. Registeel will, if he brings it, will more than likely carry Earthquake and stuff. So the Magnezone can put in a lot of work, especially since it's Assault Vest Analytic, so it does a lot more damage if we move last. We're not really the fastest Pokemon out there, so that could be doing some good work versus his team. With the Assault Vest being able to sponge hits, it can take hits from Suicune Scald, from like I don't know, maybe Ice Beam Mew if he has that, or I don't know what like his Mew set would be. It's hard to say. Like I can't really predict what his Mew set's gonna be. I'm thinking maybe like a Stall Breaker Wisp set, or maybe like a coverage move set with like Ice Beam, Earthquake, Volt Switch or something. But anyways, yeah, Magnezone is just a great Pokemon. It can help us out, sponge hits, and do a good amount of damage to stuff, and really helps us out with the nice, gives us momentum with Volturn. And we have Thunder here. Now you know why we bring Thunder, right? Because we carry Rain. So look at the last 3 Pokemon here. So we got a nice Pelipper, right? We got Pelipper on this team. So because, you know, this is the finals and, you know, I have a Rain team, I don't want to put Rain all the way in the back, and I rarely brought it, so I want to bring Rain. So like we have these 3 Pokemon here, which are kind of like from the main sort of stars of my like weatherless teams and stuff that I brought this season. And of course we're going to be bringing the weather team now, so, or half weather team. So we have Pelipper here, which can do really well by giving us nice Volturn with Magnezone plus getting up Rain. Now, okay, so here's the thing, right? Okay, so we have a more Spadef bulky set, which is able to help us, look at its stats here. It has pretty decent defense already on its own. Spadef, we get pumped up the Spadef a lot in order for us to be able to check things like Superior, for instance, and as well as being able to take maybe like a random HP Electric from Suicune or something. If he's bringing a Calm Mind offensive set, it can take an HP Electric from an unboosted Suicune like easily, pretty decently. So what else? It's just decent overall. Like I feel like this just mixed bulk is pretty nice, so that our Pelipper doesn't go down to something in like 1 hit if it's too strong. Maybe, especially on the special side, which is a bit more lacking than the physical offensive side or physical defensive side. So yeah, Pelipper's cool. Has the Scald, Hurricane, U-Turn, Roost. Not a Hazard Control set. That's Kabutops here with the Swords Dance. 3 attacks with Rapid Spin. And that's gonna be cool. Now look at this. We have, so this, I call this team, right, Decoy Rain, because we have a Kingdra here, but this is not a Swift Swim Kingdra. We had the Swift Swimmer with Kabutops, but this is a Sniper Kingdra. We're bringing that in Rain to disguise it as a Swift Swim Kingdra. So like I'm literally, what I'm doing here, right, is sort of bringing like the stars of like pretty much the season. I mean, Muck has been coming a lot lately, so figured that I don't think it would do that well in this match because of the fact that he has stuff like Garchomp, and I feel like his team is really solid versus Muck. Like Muck can't really dent his team too well, and even versus Mew, which you know, you'd think I could Pursuit Trapper or something, but he'll probably have like Wisp or something, especially or some kind of tech for Muck, especially since that is a Z move user, or maybe even like Ground DMZ or something for Muck, and I don't think he'll bring Miss Mages anyways, so I don't think Muck is that useful. But yeah, I figured that we bring like some cool stuff from the season. Like look at this, like we got the nice throwback, nice Scope Lens Kingdra that I brought versus Necrostevo, so that's gonna be pretty fun to see this thing put it work. And the reason that I wanted to bring it over like a Specs or something Kingdra was because of the fact that Suicune can set up Calm Minds, and that's gonna be really it's gonna be extremely annoying, because if he does that, then you know, Kingdra can't really break through it even if I am Choice Specs. So I would definitely want to run Focus Energy, because that kind of nullifies any sort of Calm Mind or sort of any kind of stat boosts on defensive sides where Kingdra can't break it. It will be able to with the Sniper and Scope Lens 100% critical hit ratio, and it's really cool because it actually throws them off. We got Substitute here too, because looking at his team, he's packing a lot of status, right? Because like Togekiss could have T-Wave, Registeel could have Thunder, another T-Wave Mon right there. What else? I guess something could have Toxic maybe, like like Drapion with maybe Toxic, or maybe Will-O-Wisp Mew, or I don't even know. Like his team has status, or maybe even like Glare Superior, but we're slower than that. But anyways, I think sub is really cool because it can help us. You know, it forces him to, I guess, predict. It forces him to predict, because all we do is literally go for a sub, and if he makes the wrong move, he's gonna be in a very tight position. So I feel like this Kingdra can put in a lot of work versus his team. And of course, we got the Rain Kabutops, call it unstoppable here, because of course, looking at his team, SD Kabutops puts in a lot of work. If he brings like Entei, Togekiss and stuff, this thing just sets up over it really well, or just attacks it and knocks it out. It just depends on what his sets are, and he likes to bring creative stuff, so I definitely have to watch out for what he brings here. But yeah, I think like late game Kabutops could be cool versus his team. I'm looking at his team, like basically, if I weaken Suicune, like if I'm able to get rid of Suicune early and weaken that, if he brings that, which I definitely think he will bring, Kabutops puts in a ton of work, and we can easily do that by Pokemon such as Kingdra. Kingdra just takes advantage of a lot of the bulkier Pokemon that he has, because Focus, Energy, critical hit boost, especially in the rain, it's gonna do a lot of damage to like stuff like defensive Togekiss, Registeel, Mew, Suicune, which is of course slower than this Kingdra. I think I set the speed to outrun modest max speed, so I don't think he'll be timid max speed Kingdra or anything like that. So, not Kingdra, Suicune. So Kingdra can really just do well versus the majority of his team. It can get revenge killed though, but I feel like it can put a dent to some of the Pokemon that we want to weaken, like more of his fatter Pokemon that he might switch into versus this thing. But that's gonna be the team, and yeah, we got of course the Damp Rock to prolong the rain turns. Yeah, hopefully we can come through with this team. I'm really hoping that we can win with this squad here. I haven't tested it too much, but yeah, I think we should be fine. I think we should be fine here. But it's a really cool team, and of course, you know, let me know what you guys think. Always looking forward to hearing from you all about anything in the comments and stuff like that. And of course, you know, this is gonna be a very exciting last final match here, and hopefully we can come through, and we'll see how we do here. I'm more scared of versus his team. I'm more scared of some sort of SD Chomp, or I don't know, maybe yeah, I don't really think I'm too scared of too much with this kind of team. I feel like we're prepared for pretty much everything that he can possibly bring, and I think the rain's gonna throw him off a little bit because of the fact that I haven't really brought rain a lot. And I think that might help us out a lot, because while I was testing, I found that a lot of his team offensively pressured my team, and I figured that Kabutops could do the same to him, even like more, because of the fact that it's just so powerful and fast under the rain. So we'll see how that works out for us. But that's gonna be the team builder. The match should go up a few hours from now. I think like 2 hours from now. I'm gonna try to get this up on Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and then the battle at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll try for that. So hope you all enjoyed, and of course, stay tuned for the match coming up in a few hours. Stick around, you know, just get ready for this match here. So we'll see how it goes, and I will see you guys then. Peace.